Good morning all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Thursday morning, May 14th. We're looking at yesterday's market profile of the SPY ETF here on Window Trader. And on a day where the bears won again, 2 days in a row, actually went out with a trend day, but a double distribution day, the bulls kind of got their act together all afternoon to prevent the bears from pushing forward. Yes, we made a new low in L period and took out last week's low, only to close above it by $2.50. But here we are this morning with just over an hour to go prior to the opening, and the bears are trying to push down. Remember, I said in last night's video, the goal of the bears is to close the SPY below 279.13 this week, because it would be an outside week down and a very, very bearish thing. So let's go over destinations and a game plan for this morning. Now I'm going to try to go over the destinations a little slow. I've had people say they have a hard time picking them up. They have to listen to the video a couple of times. I understand that. I urge you to write these down. I'm not saying these for my own health. I have them written down. I'm saying them for people to write them down. So if they're not hit this day or tomorrow, you have them going forward, because they are very, very important. And I urge you to keep a notebook with all these and a daily reference point book throughout the day. All right. Right now, with just over an hour to go, since we're trading very close to yesterday's low, if we gap lower, we'll use yesterday's low as our first upside destination of 278.97. Then we don't have anything until we get more market-generated information. Well, actually, our pre-market high is 282.10, which is just above H's high yesterday and M's high, where we would have had an afternoon rally high if M didn't take it out. So very, very visual reference point for the pre-market high. Then we have the single prints. They start at 282.28 and get filled at 283.35, and then yesterday's high of 287.19. Remember, we did have a double distribution day yesterday. Right now we're trading at the very bottom of it. For the downside, I will still use yesterday's low, since it's still an hour to go, of 278.97. Now, again, below that, I told you yesterday, even though there's pretty much a good void and vacuum above the single prints to yesterday's high, it's the same on the downside. And right now with the bears in control, that's the more important one. So we have 278.50 daily low. So if we take out yesterday's low, I think that should fall rather easily. Then we have 278.22, an afternoon pullback low from April 22nd. 276.91, a daily low. And then things get very, very dicey for the bulls. Next destination below that is $3 away at 273.86, which was 9 wide from April 21st. And then two very important weekly lows, 272.02 and 271.41. So if the bulls don't get their act together at some point, we're going to get some acceleration and get down to those two weekly lows. I spoke about that last week. I said if this day doesn't hold on May 4th, we're going to get to them. Well, it held for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days so far, basically. So it's held for a little bit. But right now, again, the bulls are being tested. So what's the game plan for this morning? Well, right now we're open at the lower end of balance, low end of value. I am not a buyer. It's not like we even have last week's low to lean against because we took it out, right? Yesterday's low, as of now, is our weekly low. Do I want to be a buyer against that? I do not. I also don't want to be a seller right here. If in the next hour we gap lower and it's not a sizable gap, I would then take a put play. And if we fill the gap, that would be my out. Because then the odds are, even though we were only 8 wide, we had a lot of volume done in this area yesterday. So if the gap fills, then I expect to firmly get back in here and do some volume again today. If the gap doesn't fill, well, then you start going to your destinations. The first one right now would be 279.08. Well, 279.08 is the pre-market low as of now. It would be 278.50, which is another daily low, and then all those other reference points I gave you, those are your destinations as we travel, either higher or lower. So that would be a put play. I don't have a call play at this moment. There's no way I want to be a buyer here. If we open up and do not take out yesterday's low, then odds are once we get into M period, if we do, we could trade all of M period. Now, do I want to be a buyer? Not necessarily. Now, I said that a couple of days ago. I forgot which day it was. If we got into M, we're going to trade down, and it turned out to be a great sale. However, I have said your risk reward in balance, in value, is the least. So, right, it's not the best risk reward. If you do open in the next hour inside of M, that's a trade. Again, I don't know if I would take it, but you could take a call play, but I would certainly use my out if we get below M's low then. If you don't get below it, then the odds are you might trade up to POC. So that's a possible call play, and I gave you a possible put play if we gap lower. If we don't gap lower, we get into M and then get rejected out of M and then take out the low, I would take a short there also. So those are two plays I would look at. Now, let's go to the charts. And again, it's 8:30 in the morning. If you're in my trading room, you're getting up to the second updates of what I'm looking to do, what strikes I'm playing. So it's very important. Now, let's go to the charts. Okay. Monthly. Like I said yesterday, inside month, we failed trying to come out of it to the upside the other day. We are now teetering on the trend line. Right now, it looks like we will be opening below it. Obviously, it's a monthly, so we can go back and forth through it numerous times. But the bears right now, after almost getting run over at the top, are now trying to force them down. Weekly, same thing. 3-week balance, got to the top of the balance the other day, failed, took out the bottom of the balance yesterday. The bears are licking their chops if they can close below 279.13, because then those two lows I gave you these 2 weeks are going to be firmly in their sight in their next big destination. And in the daily, again, even though we're down, we had an outside day down, which proved to be very profitable yesterday if you went with it. It's a huge 23-day balance. Again, you want to get back below 279.13 if you're a bear, because then you're going to have these 2 days, which are the 2 weekly lows in your sight, and you'll be coming upon the 50-day moving average again. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we will recap at 4 p.m.